Hello, this is another one of my videos exploring the associated board jazz grades. A few weeks ago I did list A, now we're on to list B, which is the standards. So as in the tradition of jazz, I've not planned this video, so it will have its warts and all in there, I'm sure, but I'm keeping to the spirit of jazz. So I'll try and point out some of the things that are going to be problematic that you need to be cautious of with the student. So without further ado, let's have a little look at the improvisation sections in list B of grade 2. Okay, so here we have Softly as in a Morning Sunrise, a very famous standard, fabulous version on Sonny Rollins, A Night at the Village Vanguard on Blue Note. What a great album, that's fabulous. So straight into the solo section, as I've been doing with all these videos. We have 4 beat notes, nice and straightforward, holding down for 4 beats, keeping that down. That's good. Okay, so we get these intervals in the boxes that are kind of major and minor thirds. They then build to 3 note structures. The first thing to do is make sure the student can play just 4 notes so they know rhythmically where they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 fill in the bar. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do 2 beats. All right. Then do the 2 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then crotchets. And if crotchets are hard, just get them to play the same note. They need to create an oral image of what they're after there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Maybe move 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then try and push them to 8th notes, swung quavers. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and... Then get them to maybe stop them. 3, 4, 1. And maybe they could do them on beat 2 instead. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Start on the third. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the third 2, 3 and 4. And then you could get them to start on the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1. 2, 3, 4 and then you could get them to put something at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1. Then maybe you could get them to put quavers on the 3. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's nice, isn't it? So you're shifting the beat all the time. So from initially just holding the noun for 4, then going to 2, then going to crotchets. Then you could practice playing off the beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Starting to bring all those ideas together. Great song. Next we've got St. Thomas. Brilliant tune. Again, Sonny Rollins here, another fabulous. If you're not at this album, Saxophone Colossus, you should go investigate this. This is a good tune because we have these 2 beats. 1, 2, just before Sonny Rollins, I'm just going to nip back just a minute and just say something about that actually, about that other piece. This scale is called a D Aeolian, so the notes I were using were kind of a bit pentatonic-y like that. Not fully a pentatonic, because that would be... But I was using the E natural there as well. But they also recommend as an alternative the Aeolian. I forgot to mention that. I think that's a lovely scale to get the student grabbed onto that, if you like. And just one more thing, the interval of this tune is great, so you could play around with the interval in that scale. It's what great jazz musicians do. Play around with the interval. Anyway, back to St. Thomas. We have this 2 beat feel, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 and I really think for this, it's because it's moving at quite a fast tempo that the C pentatonic scale is a lovely scale to use. Same theory as I've just talked about. Build up the rhythms, and then hopefully you'll have the student using the pentatonic from different places as well. You know, not always from the ground up, but from different, you could go. Okay, St. Thomas, you will get away with the pentatonic all the way through. There's some trickiness with the rhythms in the left hand at the end. And you may find the last part of the solo here, which is, I'm talking about bar 29. You might just have to do like we did previously, hold the notes. Yeah, like that. It is worth saying that jazz musicians tend to do a jazz break, so at the end of the tune, you might lead in with a note. This is a little bit hard on this tune, but on some of the others, it can be a little easier. Oh, the Scottish tune by McCoy Tyner, beautifully arranged by Nicky Isles. This is lovely to improvise over, a very attractive piece. We've got this 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2. You could take it a little bit slower actually. 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2. And it's a free rein really. It's all white notes. Be mindful of what melodic material has come in page 1. So we've got these lovely. So that could be the idea of your solo. It's a very short solo. I would open this up with this tune, make it really long, it's lovely. Stop the left a little, yeah? There, you could delay that a little bit. So you could even stop the left a little. Yeah, beautiful. What's next? Moaning. Moaning's a great arrangement, but it is a real problem for students, I find, because the left hand has got this kind of improvised thing of like 1, 2, and I'm holding the bottom note sometimes just for a little bit of resonance. This is bar 25 in Moaning, which is a great tune, which many of you'll know. So you might find you go back to some chords a little bit in this one to just get the student. They're using the blues scale beginning on D. They also recommend the Dorian, which is a flat 3, flat 7 scale. Yeah, the problem is you've got this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the student will take that as a 1 and. So really be mindful of that when you're playing this piece. You may want to simplify it and have a root and the 7 so that they come in 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2. You can change the left hand, you see. If you want a little bit of a simpler left hand, so that you're not always having this difficulty of trying to find beat 2, which as you can see there, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, is a tricky thing to do with moaning. Be mindful of that one as a teacher if you're picking that for the student. Great arrangement, but a little challenging with it, with the left hand being on beat 2. But you could change it, as I said, you could change it if you wished. Oh wow, okay. This has got this great bass line. 1, 2, 3, 4, do, do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4. Now, if that's tricky, just get the student to do it long. 1, 2, da, 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 1, 2, da, 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 rather than, so you've got that. Now, long notes again. Just get secure with that. You could go together. If that's difficult, you could go together. There, I'm just going together. get the rhythmical independency. Then you could open the note out. Then try and put notes in between. Yeah, I mean, it is really a natural minor A. Natural minor will see you all the way through it. You could use some different scales. They've kind of brought up, okay, a pentatonic, right, yeah. Also useful as well. There you go, I hope that helps. Of course, I'm only scratching the surface. And when one teach, two learn, so you really have to be mindful of the student. The student will guide you on this if you are open and listening. And if you're a student yourself, I hope these tips will help you secure your rhythm and do a nice improvisation. Yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this, and bye for now.